Hello, everyone. I'm Giovanna Sassad, the social media manager at SHIP. And today we're going to be talking about the mentoring connection with both a mentor and a mentee. If you guys both want to introduce yourselves, you can go ahead.
I'm Paloma Santiago. I'm currently interning with Medtronic, reporting to the Jacksonville site under the ENT clinical team.
My name is Alex Torres. I work as a principal global operational technology lead for Medtronic, and I've been with the company for more than over 2 years and a half right now. And I'm mentoring Paloma.
Amazing. Thank you both for sharing. Well, I guess to start off, can both of you just tell us the story of your connection, how it started and just how it was successful?
Well, I applied for the mentorship program and was assigned to Alex. My internship is virtual, so it was a surprise to me when I found out that Alex was based in Puerto Rico, as I was going to do my internship in Puerto Rico as well. So it opened up opportunities to have those in-person experiences as well. And so it was just a fate put two Puerto Ricans together. They just matched us up, and it was a good match. I
Totally agree with Paloma. When I applied for the mentorship program here with Medtronic, when I saw it was Paloma and we started having the conversation, she was first studying at Georgia Tech. So she was there still. She wasn't, we're not yet in Medtronic, right? So once she told me, I'm going to be flying to Puerto Rico, I'm going to be there, I told her, let's go, let's meet face to face. Let's do our one-on-one like that, then go to the sites. I will take you to different sites so you can get to know better Medtronic, not just for what you're doing, but be able to see the company as a whole and build that relationship better and stronger. So I think has been one of the keys. But I will say that before we were able to have this face-to-face conversation, I think that we were able to do it working through Zoom or Teams. Having those meetings every week, being able to share our different experience, what we were doing, what we want to do. It helped us out to get to know each other. So it wasn't just the face-to-face meetings. It was the approach, and like Paloma said, being both Puerto Ricans, we kind of clicked together faster. But yeah.
Yes.
That's funny. So you guys both mentioned you guys automatically connected because you're both Puerto Rican. Other than that, were there any action items that you both had to do, send an email, make a phone call to make that connection, establish it?
Yeah, I think Alex was the first one who approached and created the meeting where we first met virtually through Zoom. And then after that, we established that we're gonna meet every Friday, every week. From that point, I think it was March.
March, yep.
And we've been meeting ever since till now, July.
So that was once we were able to access the platform, I just used the platform as my stepping stone on building the relationship. One of the things that the platform provides is to set your goals and your activities and what you want to accomplish. So we started using that application and we morphed that into our weekly meetings. So we keep track of the activities that we're doing. We put milestones. We say, okay, next week we want to talk, what you want to talk about next week. And we start putting that together. But for that first meeting, it was just guessing. I didn't know if she was going to answer or no. So I just put the meeting request, send a message, an email to her account, and just wait.
You hope for the best.
Yeah.
No, that's really good that you guys set goals, because I think that helps you learn more. It's not like you're just having meetings and just ranting, you have purpose with these meetings. During your connection, were there any times where it was just challenging, awkward, bumpy? And if not, that's fine too.
So I don't say bumpy, but we have personal situations that sometimes we're not able to meet during our one-on-ones. I have one story that I will share. One of my kids broke his head in school on a Friday morning, and I had to jump with my kid to ER to take him to urgencies and get some stitches and stuff like that. And I sent her a message, hey Paloma, I won't be able to join today. sorry for that. I got a personal emergency with my kid. So, and she was able to reply to me, hey, don't worry, hope everything's is okay with your kid and all that. So it's not like it wasn't a bumpy road, but we have situations that sometimes we need to jump into them with no notice. And that was one example of a personal emergency. Other times have been that sometimes we have meetings on top of meetings on top of meetings. And I have to tell Paloma, we need to reschedule, move it for later today or next week, or short the meeting from 1 hour to half an hour, something like that. And so far, every time because it's me doing that, she has been able to tell me, no worries, no problem, let's do it, let's move it around. So.
Yeah, just being flexible, no awkwardness. It's just things that happen because of the job that we had to move meetings. But yeah.
Well, that's good to hear. And I think it's also good that, if you feel comfortable making these adjustments with this connection, I think it's also a good skill to practice. Then you can apply it to like the workplace, if you needed to like adjust a meeting with your boss or something.
And one of the things that we did was that when we first started our connections, I told her, like, I'm going to be out on vacation this week, these other weeks, I'm going to be out on PTO. She told me, yes, I'm going to be out from school too, I'm going to be off 2-3 weeks. Like, we created that kind of schedule from the get-go. So we knew when we were going to be seeing each other on our one-on-one meetings. And so that creates confidence too, that we're sharing, that we're providing the information in order for the relationship to grow. And we're humans at the end of the day, and we got things to do sometimes, and it really helped us having those point clears in the early stages of the conversation.
Amazing. Yeah, communication is key in all situations. So based on your connection, you guys said you all like met in March. Is there anything that now you wish you would have changed at the beginning of the connection, or is there anything that you think worked really well?
I think based off like other interns at the time, I think we met at a good point. It was very early on. It was before the boot camp. I already established a connection with my mentor, and I felt that was a good starting point for me to know more about the company, because in that first meeting, he was able to share his experience with Medtronic, what he's been working on. And so it gave me a foundation of like, what type of questions can I ask? And also like how our relationship was gonna be at Medtronic. So I think it was good that we met that early in March. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I would have done anything different. Maybe I would have like prepared more for that first meeting with like questions and more of a direction of what I wanted my internship to be from the get-go. But I think that sort of evolved later on, further with our one-on-one, because he helped me guide, like actually think about what I wanted to get out of my internship experience. And it was through those meetings. But maybe if I thought of that before meeting him, then that could have started from the get-go.
The other thing I would probably change or do differently was to try to make it to the bootcamp that was done in Minneapolis. I wasn't able to participate because I'm in Puerto Rico and travel restrictions and all that. But beside that, yeah, I think I would leave it as it is. It has been a really good one, so I can't complain.
Well, that's good to hear, and I'm glad it's successful. You both mentioned asking questions. When you both are asking each other questions, is it something that comes more naturally, or is it something that you're crafting ahead of time?
It depends. I think most of our meetings is we talk about that first meeting where you talk about your experience with Medtronic. I think my questions formed more naturally because I knew nothing of the company, and I was genuinely curious about his experience and their career development. And so further along, I think it's become more natural to ask those questions based on the conversations we're having. It's not something that I find myself, I have to be preparing with a lot of anticipation.
Yeah, so in terms of questions, I always get like a pre-work done, like things I want to talk to Paloma during this week meeting about her college, about her plans, about her future, any doubts, things that might come up that I can plan ahead. But normally, once we start talking, questions just start evolving from the conversations. So even though sometimes I have a plan of things I want to ask, I may have 2 or 3 questions that I want to ask, and then everything evolve out of the conversation. And that's the communication is key, like you mentioned before, and be able to listen the other person and to get to know each other, to understand what they're doing, what they're planning to do, what are their doubts. It really helps because then I'm more prepared for the next meeting. So I can help her better in terms of her internship or career path or anything at the end of the day.
Amazing to hear. We guys are saying a lot of great things, and have so many more questions for you, but we're running out of time. So now I want to give both of you the opportunity to just share any advice you have for mentors or mentees, or just cover anything that you didn't get to.
Yeah, for me, for mentors, is to take that first step with your mentee. We tend to be the more experienced, right? So we need to push a little bit forward, use that leadership, and be able to get in contact with our mentee and start building from there and start listening. I think that has been really key here. I always gave Paloma her time to speak, to ask questions. Yeah, and sometimes I will provide feedback, like what I can do differently, what I can do better, because it's good to listen to the other person. It's not one-way conversation, it's a two-way conversation. And if we're able to engage into that, the relationship will be better. And hasn't have to do anything with being face to face. I think we have met face to face 4 times, 24 times. So most of the time we're just meeting through Zoom or Teams. But we just need to be there, be available, listen, and just be there. Like I always say, just be there and everything will move from there. Open communication.
I agree for mentees as well. Listening is very important, listening to your mentor and their advice and being genuinely curious about their experience and of their wisdom in the company, because with this relationship in your internship, it'll just expand that opportunity. It could expand your network, expand the opportunities you have in the internship itself. Like my internship would have been completely virtual, but with the connection I made with Alex, I've been able to visit multiple plants here in Puerto Rico and meet other interns at the other sites, which has been a great experience for me because I thought I was just gonna be alone this summer working in my laptop, but I've had this opportunity as well. I think that as an intern and as a mentee, just be willing to ask questions to anybody and create those connections immediately because it'll take you a long way.
Yeah. And one more thing that for mentors, we get our network already done. We know a lot of people. And something that I really wanted to share with Paloma was for her to be able to meet different people in the company, not just engineers. We've set meetings with people from supply chain, from sales, engineering, R&D, manufacturing, OPEX, like from different departments. So she has more, a better picture, if we can say that, for what she wants to do in the future. So listening to different people, not just me, because I'm just one person focused on one job to do, but being able to have her meeting other people from different backgrounds, from individual contributors to managers to engineers. I think that will help you as a mentor because you're using your leadership and your network. Plus, it will give you another, how do you say? Perspective for the mentee on all the different things that you can do as an engineer or you can do inside Medtronic. Like, you're not just an engineer or a specialist. You can do multiple things, and being able to meet people with different backgrounds helps. So I think that will be like my best advice is try to build the network connections, not just with mentees, but with other people outside of our program.
Yes, I agree with that 100%. I mean, it's really good to have, this structured mentor-mentee relationship where you're meeting frequently and all that. But, it's also important to meet other people, like you said, for different perspectives. And I mean, networking is huge. And sometimes that's where like 99% of opportunities come from, meeting other people and networking with other people. Amazing. Well, thank you so much for your time. This conversation was amazing and very insightful.
Thank you for choosing us. We're real, I think, happy to share our connections, and share our activities, and how we were able to build this relationship. And something I want to say here, now that I have Paloma and I have all of you, that this relationship doesn't end in August. Like, I think we're gonna be able to continue the communication, having the one-on-ones, even though the program finish in August. I extend Paloma the invite so we can keep get in touch and moving forward from there. Who knows if Paloma is gonna be a Medtronic employee when she graduates from college.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Thank you for